What's up guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Sun and Moon coverage video. And today CoroCoro leaked, and basically we know we had the leaked text come a couple of days ago. That's gone, boom, and it's fake, whatever you want to call it. It seems like that was just made up. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get my sort of space dinosaur that I was really looking forward to, which is a bit disappointing, but we'll see what else the games can offer us. So, what got revealed in CoroCoro today? Well, we have several new Pokemon. The first line is a ground ghost type, or ghost ground types. They are called, in Japanese, they are called Sunaba and Shiridesuna. So obviously Japanese names there. They're ghost ground types, and as you can see, they're based on sand castles. Now, I don't think these are going to go down very well with the Pokemon community, this simply because, they didn't like the ice cream, they didn't like the trash, so it's unlikely they're going to like this, but I guess we'll see what it looks like in the full game. I don't like it particularly myself, it looks sort of shitty, I won't lie. But we'll see. But we also have other stuff, one of them being the pre-evolution of Beware. So Beware is getting a pre-evolution. I was sort of 50-50 with myself about whether it would. I could see it being standalone, but then again, it could have pre-evolution. It seems like it does. This pre-evolution is called Nuikoguma. Obviously, again, Japanese name. It's going to be nothing like that in the English name. Who could it be? What could it be? A way of Beware? So maybe like Cubare, something like that. Or Cub Scare? I don't know. This is still a normal fighting type as well, so it keeps the same typing as Beware does, so something to bear in mind, I suppose. And then we have one other new Pokemon. It's a fish Pokemon called Yowashi, and it's a pure water type, but it does apparently have the ability to change its appearance from its single form into a larger fish called its school form. And this form obviously being, like the fish is the eye, I suppose, and it gets loads of other fish around it. Now, I doubt that it doesn't seem like this is going to be an evolution. It looks like it's going to be a new form for it. In terms of how it can enter this form, maybe it has to use a move of some sort. Maybe it's an item. Maybe it's health points again. But it seems like I wouldn't expect these other fish to actually be Pokemon. I'd expect it just to be like it's transformed into its school form because they look like shadows, so it doesn't look like they'd be actual fish. It might even just be in sort of the lore, might be that it calls other versions of it to create the school form. Who knows though? It seems like an interesting idea, different type of form again. That's not all we got though. We got two new Alola Forms. The first one of those is Meowth. Yes, we have a Alola Meowth, and this is a pure dark type. So it's quite interesting. Apparently Alola Meowth was developed by the royal family of Alola, so maybe we'll get a royal family somewhere in the islands. And this is a pure dark type, as I mentioned. It looks very similar to normal Meowth, except it's got a darker sort of grey coloured skin and longer whiskers, I suppose. There's not much extra changes apart from that, just general sort of colouring. There's not too much to talk about there. I'm assuming we're getting an Alola Persian at some point. It would only make sense because obviously evolution. We know that it can be the other way around, like Execute does not have an Alolan form, whereas Executor does. But I would imagine that since Meowth has one, Persian will get one as well, because otherwise it loses it upon evolving, which is a bit weird. So I'm assuming we're getting a dark type Persian. It could gain a secondary type in there, maybe Dark Poison, something like that, I don't know. Something to talk about later on. But we also have one other Alolan form as well, which is Alolan Marowak. Yes, Marowak has an Alolan form as we predicted, since it was mentioned that he is with Kiawe, which is a fire type trial leader, so it wouldn't make any sense for it to be a ground type still. And the Alolan Marowak is a ghost fire type, so sort of best of both worlds. We know it'd be something to do with fire because of course it's to do with Kiawe and volcanoes and such, and the ghost type obviously comes from the fact that probably lore stuff that we had Cubone's mother die, so Ghost was sort of a suggestion for Mega Marowak, but it's here, fire ghost type, seems pretty good to me. Then we've been told about the antagonists of the game. Finally, we have some information on that. The antagonist team apparently is going to be called Team Skull. Yes, Team Skull, and they're based on pirates, as you might be able to guess there. Because I suppose we're in a tropical island area, and they're called Team Skull, and they have pirate outfits and such, and it makes sense. We just have a bit of information on them. Their leader, or its boss, is called Guzma. Again, this is Japanese name, and a girl, or the girl, who's also shown here with the pink tails. We can assume the two at the bottom are actual grunts. The other one, her name is Plumori, so who knows exactly, or Plumeri rather, who knows, maybe she's like an admin of some sort. or maybe they share leadership or something along those lines. But interesting to see how we, how this Team Skull links in, because obviously it's Team Skull, it's not like Team Eclipse or anything, so I guess we'll have to see how that goes. And then finally we also have some information here. You can see Rockruff is featured on this poster heavily, in this page at least. That's because in the next month of CoroCoro we're going to get a poster, so it sort of advertises, buy CoroCoro next month you get a poster, but this poster will be featuring Rockruff's, and in quotation marks, secret evolution. Now we know Rockruff is apparently going to have multiple evos, like one evo that goes this way, one that's like in the leak decks we got, it was mentioned it would have 4 evolutions. I doubt it's going to be 4, but we were mentioned it's got a secret evolution, so maybe that links in with the starters as well, with the starters each having a secret final evolution as well. We don't really know, no idea what that's about, but of course we'll find out next month, I suppose, what the secret evolution is all about. They might not tell us how to get it, but it will feature Rockruff's secret evolution at least. And that's all of the information from this issue of CoroCoro, really, at least what's leaked so far. I wouldn't expect to be any more. We've got, 4 new Pokemon rather, 2 new Alolan Forms. Whether Cubone will get an Alolan Form, I very much doubt that, because of course, Executor got one, but Execute didn't, and I wouldn't really see it happening, I suppose. But then again, having a Cubone evolve into a Fire Ghost, a Ground type Cubone evolve into a Ghost Fire Marowak would be a bit weird. So maybe Cubone gets a Ghost form for Alola, who knows? Or maybe you can actually evolve, a normal Cubone into an Alola Marowak, evolves into a normal one, and Alola Marowak can only be caught in the wild, maybe? I don't know. That's just, what I'm thinking about now. Let me know any thoughts and theories you have down below. Will there be, an Alolan Cubone, as I'm mentioning? Will it be like pure Fire type, pure Ghost type, something like that? And of course, what do you think of, a Persian, or, a Alolan Persian will be like? Do you think it will be Dark type, Dark Poison, Dark normal? I don't know. Let me know what you think about that down below, and feel free to let me know your thoughts on the new Pokemon as well, whether you hate the sandcastle, which I'm sure a lot of you do as well, or whether you are in love with it. Let me know what you think down below, guys. But this is going to be it for me today. I'll be seeing you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, my friends.